Dorothy with Done by Dorothy, and we are here today working on our Touch of Nature journal. So we have a lot of things that we're working on, that we've been working on, I guess I should say. So we're going to start working, adding our ephemera and tucks and all of that wonderful stuff, and we're sort of just going to do that as we go, and when I reach a certain point, then we'll stop, and then we'll go into the next video. So at the last ones we did the pockets in each journal, and we had the tabs. We do have to put a tab on this last one, and forgive me if you hear me sniffling. I'm experiencing that wonderful, wonderful fall weather. So I'm actually going to use, let's see, I need to make sure I did this on the right end, so I need to use on this end. Okay, I'm actually going to be using my We Are Memory Keepers tab punch, and if you've never come across these are really cool. You know, if you want to make a tab, it just slides across like that. Then I'll flip it over however long I want my tab, and you have an option of small, medium, large, and over here it'll have, you know, your measurements of, you know, how long of a tab that you want. So I'm just gonna sort of do a nice tab like that. Then let me grab my little tool. It fell off. I'm gonna pull it out. Okay, it comes with this little thing, and it has a little cutting blade on it, so you can flip it around and put it in here. Mine needs dusted off. It's really dusty. That's one of those things that you use but then you don't use. It just sort of depends on if you're into something that you're doing a lot of tabs and stuff on, then it'll work. But so there's a little groove right here, you just slide it in there. Then you slide that and it cuts it off. So I've created my little tab. So there's that. My nose is running today, so I apologize if you hear me sniffling. I'm going to put this one towards the middle. Yeah, let's just put it on the middle page. That'll be nice. And I'm going to put this, let's see, where do I want this? I want this to be on the top, right? Yes, I want this to be on the top, so I'm going to scoot this all the way to the top and put it in. I'm going to pull it in just a little bit because I don't want my tab to stick out too far, and leave just a little bit of a, and then that'll create a cute little tuck we can use there. I don't like a lot of times my tucks being on this side, but you know, we can actually, let me grab my cutter real fast. And I do have a little cutter. I ordered a little cutter. It just hasn't got here yet, which, you know, sometimes, let's do this at 2.5. Nope, let's do it at 2. Put this back over here. Do this at 2. And so when we put this in here, yeah, that'll give us enough room on here to tuck. It'll be an upper tuck like that. So let me pick this up. Let me grab my horribly gunky, old, stained, totally nasty. Here, let me grab my walnut stain. I'm using the walnut stain right now. This is one of the Tim Holtz minis. If you're not familiar, these are the Tim Holtz Distress Ink walnut stains. They're in the little minis. These are great if you're going to travel. Also, if you're limited on space, you don't have, if say you're working like in a dining room area or something like that where you really don't have or, you know, you're working on a small table, you know, like a TV tray type table. You don't have a lot of space for your crafting area. These are a really good investment for that. You can fit them all in one small tin, or if you're limited on space, you literally, they stack into one another. So you literally can stack them up. So you're literally taking up a 1 inch by 1 inch area of your crafting space, and you could have 15 of these stacked up. So, I mean, you really limit the amount of space that you take up. I am so sorry. Please forgive me. Like I said, it was really nice. It was like 60 degrees here yesterday. We grilled outside. Really enjoyed it. It was just me and my husband and my oldest son. But we grilled out, and we was outside a lot and everything. So I think the weather changing, the pollen count, everything is all crazy because the weather's changing, and it was so nice. And we actually grilled steaks on the grill. Well, my son did. Well, my husband's been teaching him for several years, but he loves to grill, so he actually grilled those. And we have baked potatoes and a salad, and I had baked potatoes, and I actually cut fresh chives out of my garden. They're like this tall. They're like about 3 inches. Just starting to come up, so I was excited about that because, you know, I love gardening. I love, you know, garden time is probably my favorite season. But, you know, you pay for that, because now, where everything had been all clogged up for the last several weeks, now it's all loose because I was outside, but it was so nice. So we did that, and then we actually went up to the local UDF and got chocolate marshmallow malt milkshakes, which I know I shouldn't have drank, but you know, it's the first really, really nice warmer day we've had here in Indiana. So my husband conned me into it, but it was really good. So really enjoyed doing that. I love, you know, being outside. So there's our third tuck in there. So let's check this one and make sure we've got our 3 pockets in here, or did we not do this one at all? Let's see. Nope. Okay, that's one of our pockets. So we have 2 more pockets to put in here. So we didn't get to this one at all. Okay. I think I want to put a tuck in here. So let's put a pocket on this side. Did I use all of my cards? Hold on, let me grab more of my... Oh, no, wait a minute. Nope, that's not. Let me grab more of my cards and I'll be right back. Okay, we are back, and I grabbed more of my cards. I actually think we're going to use some of the small colored ones. So I think I'm actually going to use... I'm sorry for sniffing again, you guys. It's just one of those. I think we're going to use that one. I really like the looks of that one. So let's ink it up. We'll go ahead and we'll ink another one up too. I'll do a blue and a yellow in here. We might do some other... I like these small ones like this too. And these are really nice because they're just about the right size, so you don't even have to trim it down. I'll tell you what, we'll do one with the pocket, or with the lines out, and one with the lines in. The ones with the lines out, if you put those on the pocket, it makes it really nice, because then you already have your lines for journaling and everything in there. If you're going to decorate them and stuff, sometimes I like them solid. So we did get out and about. I did not make it to Tuesday mornings, which was aggravating, but actually I want that over here. But I made it to Hobby Lobby, and I got to Michael's, and I got to, let's see, the Goodwill I stopped at. That was yesterday. And then what else did I do? It seems like there was something. Oh yes, I made it to my library book sale. Oh my gosh, you guys, you're gonna have to make sure you keep an eye out for the haul for the library book sale that I did. I went to the library book sale and it was $3 a bag day. Yeah, a bag, like the little, you know, plastic grocery bags. I ended up with 4 of them. I paid $12. I got a ton of books. Some of them are children's books. Some are history, like about wars and things like that. Just because I do a lot of genealogical type things. And so I actually come from a military background. My dad is one of 9 boys who all served in the military, in the Marines, the Air Force, and then I have a multitude of cousins that were in the military too. But and then on my mom's side, you know, my grandfather, my uncle, let's see, my uncles, my grandfather, and then on back into Civil War, and my dad's family goes back into the War of 1812 and World War I and II and III. It's just Korea and Vietnam and just, you know, all throughout the military. So when I find historical books on that kind of stuff, I grab those, because if you're doing like a genealogical journal and you're covering, then so we got those pockets in there, and you're covering it. That's just a lot of information that you can add to it to sort of, you know, bulk up your journal. Plus it you know, adds a little biographical information, you know, that of what was going on and how they were living and what was going on in their lives. So, okay, now I'm gonna do some quick explaining. We have our page that has the 3 large cards on it. Now, I made some of the cards larger. You'll notice the holes are sort of weird. That is something between converting it between when I made it and converting it to print. It went crazy. So I did cut about 1/4 of an inch off the top, then poked my hole in the middle. I put my reinforcers on there. I inked the backs. I inked around the sides. So this was the one main card. And I sort of did these differently, but I did do these, and I thought I had my camera on and I didn't. So then this was one big card, and all I did is there's a space. You'll see the letters on the top. It goes through 2 complete things of the alphabet, and then there's a word, and then it starts over again. I just split them 2 and 2, cut it in half, and then I used a corner rounder on all the corners, on all of them. Well, on the bottoms of the ones with the flat, with the tab part, and again, I cut about 1/4 of an inch off here. Then this one was the bottom half. I just rounded the corners, inked it, inked the back, and put it on there. And I mean, that is a really nice size card. Sort of like a ribbon journaling card. And then the last one, I just came in between the 2. In between these 2, since it was really similar to this, but sort of plain. Cut it in half. Again, cut about 1/4 of an inch off, inked it up, inked this one up, and rounded the corners. And so we ended up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tags out of those 3 journaling cards. So, you know, if you're working with a digital kit, or even, you know, you're just doing it yourself, you know, we tend to make a certain size card and go, okay, well, we've got 3 of these in the kit. We cut these out. These all look the same. You can dissect these and do different things with them. So don't think you're limited to just, you know, that one size card. I mean, because there's 5, and I mean, technically I could have cut this one and I could have made 6 cards. But I actually liked this one whole because it had the plant on it, the flower on it. So that's how I divided those. Now, I could have done different things. I could have put my index card around the outside and sewed around the outside. I'm not doing a lot of sewing in this book, if I even do any sewing, because I know a lot of people don't have sewing machines. However, for all of you people out there who sew everything and sew all the time, and you're going, but you haven't sewed anything. We will be doing a sewing journal. And there will be a massive amount of sewing in it. So there will be sewing coming. We have this. This is for March. In April, we will be doing a recipe journal, and I probably will do a preview of what we're going to do, the basis of that, probably next week, which I know it's early in March, but I want to give you enough time if you want to find something that you have enough time to find the items that I'm going to be using. So keep an eye out for that, and like I said, that'll probably be next week that I'll do that. Maybe this week if I can get around to it. I may try to do it in the next day or two if I can get to it. I'm in the middle of redoing my whole entire craft room and cleaning and moving and all that. So hopefully once I get it done, I'll sort of do a small walk through for you guys. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so let's work on these. Okay, this one, let's start there. Now it has this pretty purple on it. I don't know if I don't think I want to add anything to this. I think I'm going to keep this the way that it is. So, you know, let's go into this pocket we just did, the green one. That looks, or let's look back here at the blue one we had. And then we just put a blue card in here. Because it's sort of got that blue, no. Yeah, no, I don't like it there. So we will move it through until we find, actually, that's sort of nice in the cover, and it gives us a little, oh, no, I don't like it there. I mean, I like it there. It's not bad. It's just not where I want it. Let's see. Yep, see, I like it there. Weirdness, I don't know. Don't ask me why. Okay, so let's work on these. Let's add some stuff to these. Let's start with this small one here. I actually have my little jacket. I know I want to do one of these little sort of crocheted circles on it. I think that would be cute. So now I want to use that on there. So what else can we put on there? Let's see. We want to do something. I'm sorry. I'm sniffing again, guys. Let me pull over. Ooh, you know, we got this. Yep, let's use a little piece of this. And I'm just going to cut it. I'm going to cut it on all four sides with my pinking shear just because that gives us a different sort of textural feel about it. And I'll keep all those scraps because I can use those. And then, do we want to use a little bit of the peach? No. Let's use, you know what, let's get into, ooh, we got some of our blue stuff. There's some blue cheesecloth. That blue would look really good with that brown. Let's use pull some of it out. I actually think I like those three for that layer. Again, I apologize, you guys. I keep sniffing. I hate it, but it is just, there's no way around it. And I keep blowing my nose, and it's just, I keep wiping my nose, but it's just not working. So I apologize if you have to. Okay, let's pull out my Fabri-Tac. I could use my art glitter glue for my one. Let's see, do I want to put it, do it on here? No. Yeah, I want the left side. And you don't have to put a lot when you're using cheesecloth, because it doesn't take a lot for that. Okay, we got the blue on there. I love that blue. Again, I'm sorry. I'm going to keep doing that, but this was actually this sewed piece at the end, so I'm not going to put a lot on here, because this fabric is really thin, just enough to sort of be able to tack it down really good. Well, let's see, that sort of that way, so let's go sort of this way, just so it has another direction. I am going to come in on this side over here. There, okay, pull off. And in there. And then let's just add a little bit of glue around here to hold this in. It's hard when you're doing little doily things like this because some of them are really, really small. And see, that was just that little bit changes that up completely. I don't want to like, I think, you know, I'm not sure. Yeah, I guess it will have a little bit and sort of. Sort of a controlled overage there. That's gonna stick to my fingers. Okay, so now I'm going to, let's see what we have over here. We have small articles that we can use. No, I think that's what we're going to leave that at that, because I really like that. I think that's really pretty. And it's sort of plain. You know, it's not over thought. So this would be really cute with the way that it's made. The fact there's not anything over here. Let's, you know what, where is the one we just did? Well, I think it's here. I think this would be really cute tucked in here. Oh, yes, very cute tucked in there. So let's find something to decorate this with. I know we have, let's see where it's at. Okay, let me grab my trimmer, and I'm going to trim about 1/2 inch off each side of this. So I'm going to go to 2 on that side, flip it around, and let's go to about 1 1/4 on that side. So maybe 1/4 inch on one side, 1/2 inch on the other. So we cut it down about 3, well, no, maybe about 1/4 on each side. And those are little strips I'll keep because we can use that for whatever. Let's put this way. That'll go on there. That'll look really nice on there with the little tag tucked in. So, you know what? Let's... where did it go? Oh, I have it back here. And I'll pause this in a second. I did buy a little, well, I mean, I have a handheld corner rounder, but the one I had was really small, and I had a lot of trouble punching it with my wrist, so it made this one easier to use. But I bought another one. I actually bought, I can't even remember what brand it is. I got it this weekend. I got it on sale, 50% off. So I grabbed it, but I'm going to go ahead and ink up. I had already inked these up. All of my ephemera I had inked up previously, so I'm just going to go through and hit the corners. I may go back through here because it looks like I re-inked my inker, so again, I apologize for the sniffles. I'm going to quit saying that because that becomes just as annoying as the sniffles, I think. Okay, so I want my A at the top. Oh yeah, see, I love how that looks. That looks good. I like that. Okay, oops. Let me, somewhere, I forgot to put the ink, or the lid on my Fabri-Tac. But I think it might have been a We Are Memory Keepers. I bought one of the little minis. Well, I'll show you here in a little bit. I'll grab it. Because I'm going to pause and run, take care of my nose and grab some water because I got that itchy throat thing going on. And the last thing I want to do is start coughing. Okay, have that there. Then I'm going to take, remember when I cut off that little piece of tiny attacher. If you do not have one of these, I mean, I know you can use a regular stapler and it works. These are fairly inexpensive, and I'll see. I know I'm going to start, you know, like I said, listing some Ranger items in my Etsy store. I'll see cost-wise what I can get these for. It may be something that I, you know, add into my Etsy store. These are great, and you get the little boxes of staples, you know, they're like $2 or so, and you get like 1,100 of them. I mean, that's like 1,100 tags if you never make a mistake. And, well, I'll show you, I'll try to show you that. Let me grab just a white piece of paper here and show you these staples. When I say tiny, and I don't know if you can really tell on the video, so I'll do those are the, so they're smaller than the mini size staples that we used to have. So I'm going to use that. I'm going to use one of the little cutoffs that I had. I am going to straighten it up some at the side where it was all botchy. So it's a little straighter and not all jagged. Okay. Have that. And then where, hold on, let me try to. Where I'm cutting out on the big sweater I showed you with the flowers, in between the little flowers is like this crocheted netting. So I'm actually going to use that, and I'm actually going to put this around this tab. So it's going to decorate our tab, but it'll be decorated with the same colors that our tag is. And this I'll just fold over. I like that. And then I'll put the netting over top of it, because I like that netting. I think that's sort of cute. And then I'm going to make sure when I staple it that I get the netting on both sides caught within the staple so it holds it. Yep. There we go. And I mean, I can go back through and put some Fabri-Tac, but that's held on there pretty good. So that put, you know, that just sort of drawled that together. I mean, you have the same crochetedness, although I want to go through and nip this little part so like this, so it's more of a flower without the sewn parts on there. Okay. So see, you sort of have that and it sort of blends together, and that tag goes in there. So let's see what else we can put in there. I know we had some postcards. Ooh, you know what? I really think this butterfly would look really good in there. And it's just a butterfly card. Again, I just inked it on the front, did not ink the back. I didn't ink the back of my ephemera when I went through because some of it I knew I would glue to things and I didn't want to waste my ink. So because, you know, the cost of all that ink, it doesn't seem like a lot, and I know it's ink, but it does add up after, you know, if you use it a lot. So try to save money on that. We've got some new DIYs that we're going to be coming out with. Of course, we did the sprays the other day, and they turned out fabulous, guys. I loved them. Yeah, so that's just a small card. We could have backed this. And I mean, we can't. Oh, that looks really good, too. That looks really good on the blue, don't it? Pops it out. And we could just attach that to the actual card. And have, I think we will. Well, see, I wasted my ink. That's what you do for, that's why you make sure you think out what you're doing before you. And I don't want to round my corners because my tag has the corners all rounded. So by, you know, leaving these as a straight point or a 90-degree angle point, it sort of accents it because it doesn't look the same. Now I could put a little thing on that, but I think what we'll do here is I have this cute little green, or cream, not green, cream that I have, and I'm just going to fold it over and staple it and create sort of like a little pull tab on the corner. And again, I'll go back to my tiny Tim Holtz tiny attacher. And sometimes, if it won't, oh, I'm out of staples. I thought that felt funny. So you guys go get to see me. So, let me grab my staples. This is my box of staples. So when I say they're teeny tiny, they are literally teeny tiny little staples. So I don't know if you can see that size-wise compared to my hand. I mean, they're teeny tiny. Okay, so to open it, you just grab this part, pull it, lift it up, and this falls down. It opens up. Sort of like a regular stapler, but this sort of locks back in and controls it. It makes it easier because you're just, but every once in a while, there we go. I'll put it through both sides if it's a really thick trim like that. So let me